Thanks for tuning in to leftcoastnews.net. News and information from the wacky, sometimes communist, liberal west coast of the United States. For more, visit leftcoastnews.net.
Well, this kind of quietly went through the other day, November 20th. Washington gun control advocates are celebrating a win after the state's ban on so-called assault weapons was again upheld in court. A Thurston County Superior Court judge last week upheld the 2023 state law that bars the sale, manufacture, distribution, and import of assault weapons. The law defines that term to cover a range of firearms, including certain semi-automatic weapons. The Alliance for Gun Responsibility said in a November 19th news release that the ruling asserts the state's authority to protect public safety by restricting military-style assault weapons. There are no military-style assault weapons being sold in the state of Washington at any point. You can't buy a single automatic weapon in the state of Washington. Never could. Last week's move is the third time that attempts to upend the law were dismissed. The state's ban is still wholly intact. Oh, thank God. That's going to save a lot of lives, right? The challenge was from Moses Lake Firearms dealer Guardian Arms, which filed lawsuit against the state over claims that the law violated the state's constitution's protections on the right to bear arms. No shit. McClatchy was not immediately able to reach the Silent Majority Foundation, which said it represented Guardian Arms in the matter for comment on Wednesday. The Alliance for Gun Responsibility assisted in passing the 2023 law. It worked with the Seattle-based Pacifica Law Group lawyers to intervene in the case to defend Substitute House Bill 1240 against legal challenge. At a November 14th hearing, Superior Court Judge Christine Schaller issued a ruling from the bench granting summary judgment to the state and the Alliance, ending the case in the trial court, Pacifica Law Group said in a news release on November 18th. Trial and appellate lawyer Zach Pekelis, a litigation partner in Pacifica Law Group, called the decision another crucial win for common sense gun violence prevention in the state. Oh, yeah. Well, it's working, right? I mean, all the gun deaths, violent gun-related crimes have stopped since this was put into effect, right? Right. Because criminals buy their guns at stores. Criminals follow the law. Okay. Just another idiot lawyer. He said via email Wednesday that assault weapons aren't safeguarded by the state constitution because law-abiding citizens don't typically use them for self-defense. Oh, bullshit, dude. We actually do. Rather, Pekelis said, these firearms are devised for military combat. No military uses AR-15s. More moronic statements that the public seems to believe. He said the law in question doesn't infringe on the right to self-defense and that restrictions on the weapon's sale, not possession, constitute a reasonable regulation from the state. Okay. And the legislature correctly concluded that the law will save lives, including by preventing would-be mass shooters from purchasing their weapons of choice. Again. I don't even know what to say. These are the stupidest comments, excuses, words. He said research indicates that if the federal prohibition on assault weapons had stayed in place in the U.S. from 2005 to 19 instead of expiring in 2004, nearly 1,500 injuries or deaths and 30 mass shootings would have been prevented. How do you know that? How does research prove that? It doesn't. Pekelis also noted that federal courts nationwide have consistently upheld similar laws, facing challenges under the Second Amendment of the U.S. Constitution. Only in whack job states like this, in California, Illinois. Renee Hopkins, CEO of the Alliance for Gun Responsibility, said in a statement that the ruling means that lives will continue to be saved by such protections. This is another strong affirmation that our state's gun violence prevention laws are both constitutional and effective, Hopkins said. Assault weapons have no place in our communities, and Washington has been clear about that. Shall not be infringed is pretty clear. It is not a gun problem. It is a mental health problem that the state refuses to address. There are mentally ill people everywhere. Go to downtown Olympia. Go to downtown Seattle, Tacoma. They refuse to address the problem. Mentally ill people with firearms it is not the gun, it is the person with the gun. Maybe if we actually had consequences in this state for crimes committed, serious consequences, instead of looking for every loophole or way to let people out of jail or get out of the consequences, maybe these crimes would stop because people would be concerned about the consequences they would face if they committed them. These people are incredibly naive, have probably never spent any time on the streets, working on the streets, working with and around criminals who commit these violent crimes, working in and around or with mentally ill people who are on the streets, but they're making decisions about how to address these problems, even though they don't have any real clue. They come up with their little ideas that sound good on paper, I guess, but don't work in reality. But hey, we'll just keep spinning our wheels, right? Because we'll keep throwing money at it. We'll keep passing regressive laws that make law-abiding citizens criminals. They won't be satisfied until they have all the guns, all your rights, and as much taxes as they can squeeze out of you, your property, all of it. When is enough enough? Shall not be infringed.